reverse step transverse plane arm driver. And what we're predominantly looking at here is this is a great mobiliser for anyone who runs, anyone who's an athlete, because what we're looking for here is a better extensibility through the trunk and through the hip complex. But once again, everything we've done, as we've said previously, will have an effect both above and below those regions. So if once again I ask Ollie to step back in a reverse step, and I'm going to get him to take his opposite arm purely in a rotation or a transverse plane. And as you can see, when he steps back, he's nice and upright, creating a much greater extensibility or loading in through that trunk complex. If you notice what the scap does, the scap now, in relativity, will come closer to the spine. So, in effect, we're creating a much better anterior loading or eccentric lengthening through the shoulder girdle. We're creating a much better eccentric loading through the hip complex. And if we come down to the ankle complex, once again, you can see as the big toe, that first metatarsal joint hits the ground, it locks the foot, which creates a great eccentric lengthening in through the calf complex. A great exercise for anyone who has any sorts of problems in through these complexes. What you'll see a lot of times for people who move poorly is they'll step further out, and what you'll find is that they'll rotate before their foot hits the ground. You can see now how Ollie's getting further around, but it's because he's rotating prior to his foot hitting the ground. So remember, mobilisation in this case, and you can see how he loses his balance, is about timing. I want him to step back, let his foot hit the ground, and let his body rotate to where it can into its functional threshold, or its threshold of function. Because then and only then will we get true extensibility. We're really looking at getting extensibility through the fascial lines of force, which we know hasn't got the same amount of extensibility as muscle has, but will give us a greater range of motion if we can gain some better extensibility through that line.